Big news as Joe Biden is asked, where is that third stimulus package? And his press secretary says, we're making progress, we should get to it in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks? In this recording, I go over second stimulus, first stimulus, and what's going on with third stimulus. We don't see a bill, we don't see progress, we hear no mention of SSI and SSDI. What's going on, Joe? What we do hear today is about there's going to be a new stamp. And we also hear that $4 billion will be given to South American countries as well. So South American countries are getting stimulus, and we're not even getting an update about your stimulus package. I have all the details for you. Get ready to get a pen and paper, and I'll be answering some of your 400 questions on our 9th month anniversary of this channel today. This is a big birthday show of Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LALATE, and thank you for joining me on the birthday show of LALATE. Today, this channel turns 9 months old, and on April 25th, I press record on an empty beach in Southern California to deliver a few videos, and the rest is history. Today, we're at 375,000 subscribers, and our next goal is another 5,000. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and I'll be answering some of your questions in today's video. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. Also, like this video, because it helps when you like the video, and also hit that alert. Meantime, if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Power, Calcino VIP, or Purple Hawk. The link is at the top of this video. And thank you for this incredible run. We're now at 92 million views in 9 months, a YouTube record. And our focus is to get to 100 million by the end of this month, and we can do it. So make sure you watch all the videos today, including this one, the one right after this, where I continue over what's going on third stimulus. In this video, I go over the progress or lack of progress from Joe Biden on stimulus. I go over first and second stimulus, and then third stimulus, and SSI and SSDI. Where are things going? Where are they not going? And what's going on? In the video after this, I go over what's in third stimulus. Even though we don't have the bill yet, I want you to know the details so you're ready to pounce. There's been a lot of fake stories and untruthful stuff, whether it's broadcast news or a series of absolute lying channels out there that are saying stimulus checks are going out this week, that they're $3,600. It's a lot of fake air. So I want to make sure you get through that air and we get back to the basics, the true information. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that Joe Biden's press secretary was asked a few minutes ago before this recording, what's going on with this economic relief package, the third stimulus package? What's going on? She says, they're making progress. We hope to see some progress in the next few weeks. She said few weeks. She didn't say few days. Now, this is not what we were promised. We were promised on day one of the Biden administration, there would be a bill ready for him to sign on his desk. We were told the bill would be introduced to the House of Representatives before even Inauguration Day, that it would go to the Senate, that they were waiting for those 2 senators from Georgia to win, Ossoff and Warnock, and as soon as they won, they would swear them in and then call it for a vote and get it done and sent to his table. Oh no, none of that is no longer in play. Now, the talk is that the bill has been written, is on his table, but has not been sent out. That's what we were told for 7 days. But a new report this afternoon says perhaps the bill has not even started to be written. Today, Joe Biden talked about a new stamp as his priority. He also talked about giving billions of dollars to South American countries. He talked about buying America. And he also talked about other items that have nothing to do with you, or stimulus, or lack of doses. Meantime, the CDC under Joe Biden's office said they have no idea how many doses there are available in the United States. No idea about doses, no idea about stimulus. Nothing is getting done. And that's why the Purple Power has stepped up. Hashtag FPUC Retro. Hashtag MSC. Hashtag SS200. What is hashtag SS200? It's SSI, SSDI, SSA, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits. Joe Biden said during the campaign trail that his legacy would be the reforming of the Social Security system, and he wrote page after page during the campaign and on the transition papers in November and December, just 30 days ago, that people on SSI would and SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, would get $200 a month from now to December because they needed it because of the stimulus. They were left behind and not getting enough benefits, and that they were set behind. Well, what has he done since then? Zero. He hasn't even mentioned your even existence. He's completely ignored you 100%. He hasn't talked about you, hasn't mentioned you, he hasn't spoken about you, he hasn't even addressed the issue of you. That's not bueno. No bueno. And so that started our campaign, hashtag SS200. Have you forgot the people you wrote about just 30 days ago? So what is the progress, or is there any progress on stimulus for purposes of third stimulus? Well, I can answer that question in three ways. As the President of the United States, it's important that he get first stimulus unpaid, paid, stimulus from the second stimulus package that is unpaid, paid, and third stimulus to a bill written and released to press. He hasn't done any of the three things yet. And now we're at day 6 of this administration. The first stimulus package, unpaid, is the EIDL grant, the $10,000 that SBA said, before Joe Biden was even inaugurated, was going to pay the remainder of $10,000 grant for low-income businesses and then for non-low-income businesses thereafter. Joe Biden has made no mention of stepping in to ensure this goes live. In fact, if you go to the SBA's website, it says it's pending. Pending. It's been pending since March of last year. You're the President of the United States. Come on and get the first stimulus items paid that are unpaid. Let's turn to second stimulus. If you're on SSI or SSDI, or you're a low-income person that makes less than $49,000 a year, or even if you are having a difficult financial time, you qualify under the second stimulus law that was signed into law in Mar-a-Lago in December, again, as law, free rent. Joe said last week he's making sure this money goes out. It still has not gone out. Free internet hasn't gone out. Free utilities hasn't gone out. And then, under the second stimulus package, there was supposed to be money for new EIDL grant applicants for low income, new money for EIDL applicants for agricultural. That's not even funded. That money hasn't even gone out to the agency so they can have the money for you to apply. Nothing has even started. This is a disgrace. Nothing for the first stimulus package that is unpaid has been paid out. Nothing from the second stimulus law that has been sitting around from the Trump administration that needs to get paid has been paid out. And now we're sitting around wondering, okay, what about the third stimulus package? Well, if you have concerns about the third stimulus package being approved by Republicans versus Democrats, that is no excuse to explain why you haven't paid out second stimulus items that are sitting around. If you're a member to this channel, let me pull up the PDF. If you're not a member, you could follow along with some notes from me. I make a list for viewers of the items that are currently law that you can get. And nearly all my viewers of this channel qualify for free rent under the second stimulus, free utilities, free internet, free childcare. None of those 4 items have gone out from the second stimulus law of Mar-a-Lago. Haven't even gone out. Under the first stimulus, the EIDL grant for low income hasn't been funded. So what's really going on here? Let's turn to everything else as to third stimulus, the Biden stimulus. We were told that it was going to be introduced and to the vote in the House where Nancy controls. The Democrats control the entire House of Representatives. There's no opposition to anything. Whatever Joe wants, the House passes. There's nothing in the House of Representatives that blocks whatever Joe wants passing. Has he introduced the bill to the House of Representatives? No. When was the last time Nancy Pelosi spoke about stimulus? Probably during the Trump administration. When is the last time that a House member who is a Democrat spoke about stimulus? None. When was the last time a representative of the House that is a Republican talked about stimulus? Virtually no one. It's not even been discussed. It's as though it doesn't even exist. Let's turn to the Senate. You've seen some chatter here and there. Maybe it's too big, maybe it's too early, maybe it's too small. That's fine. But the way you do it is how you did it in December. Remember December? I remember it because there was one night I went live with you in Instagram as I was walking in Redondo Beach on the sand. And at that time, there was an urgency to get the CR, the stimulus and the CR. Pat Toomey came in. He didn't like he wanted his Toomey language. They didn't want to do it. They were working with a document. They were working on the weekends. They were working late at night. It was exciting because I was trying to update you every 10 seconds. Here, there literally is nothing going on. It's like a deserted wasteland of nothingness. Across the other channels, however, they're saying the stimulus check is going out today. Stimulus check going out today. $3,900 this week. $3,900. All lies. There's actually nothing happening. There's not even no bill, let alone no law. Now, the question, however, is whether there really is a bill. You've heard me say that we were told that the bill has been written by Janet Yellen. But a new report out today from CNN says perhaps the bill has still not been written, that it's only proposals. This is problematic. If they haven't even written the bill, and now we're into week 2 of the administration, what is going on? This is an urgent concern. Now, my opinions and your thoughts of the urgency of the situation are not left unheard. Bernie Sanders and others have said, this can't wait around weeks or months like we're back in 2020, where we just take our time and we get to something 3 months later. There's several ways this can be done as an urgent matter. One of them, which I said I would not cover because it's too boring, but now I have to cover it because it's very important, is they can slide it into budgeting. Yes, it's sort of like stimulus and CR again. It's sort of like stimulus and CR. They can slide some stimulus, not all stimulus, but some slim stimulus into budgeting for the federal government and get it done really quickly. And what I mean by really quickly is I mean this month, not next month. But we've not heard from Joe Biden that he would do that. Today, Joe Biden signed 2 executive orders, one for manufacturing, another one for buying American products first. That's good. That's progress. But at least update us about what's going on with third stimulus. 0 updates. So, needless to say, there's always going to be a viewer who's going to say, do you mean we're not going to get something? No, I don't mean you're not going to get something. What I mean is that there's absolutely no sense of urgency to get stuff done this moment. And what's important to understand is stimulus needs to go out now. Viewers have asked me, what is my opinion of the situation? My opinion of the situation is there's 2 types of stimulus. There's stimulus to survive the pandemic now, and there's stimulus once we're about to leave the pandemic, where we vaccinated, we're coming out of the pandemic, and we're trying to restart the economy. This is, my opinion, is the delay and the slowness of this is starting to sound like this will just be stimulus when we're about to be finished with the pandemic, and in June, and then we're ready to reopen our doors and we're ready to go. No, that's not what America needs. America needs stimulus right now. So why is Joe Biden not doing that sort of urgent scenario procedural thing that Bernie Sanders has called for? Not clear. Why is Joe Biden not putting this as a top priority? Not clear. Why is Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer not making this a top priority? Not clear. Now, you certainly know that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are spending their oxygen level in broadcast media talking about impeachment hearings, which is fine. You can do impeachment hearings if you want to do impeachment hearings and also do stimulus. But they're now doing exactly what Joe Biden said he did not want, talking only about impeachment and never talking about stimulus. And the concern, as you see here today, is this is getting to be ridiculously slow. There's a point at which you see things slowing down, and there's a point at which things are suddenly stopping in their tracks. And then there's a concern when numbers are simply not said. In the video after this, when I come back on third stimulus, I'm going to go through the items of the third stimulus package, and I'm going to show you how it's unfair to the American people that the president has now not told us much of any detail on particular items. For example, business grants. Every day viewers ask me, what is the business grant under the third stimulus package? It's there. I don't know. Joe hasn't told us. Joe won't tell us. He has information about it. Janet Yellen appeared before the the banking committee last week on a Monday, and said, this and that and this about the business grants, and it's going to be this big. Well, if you know all this detail, why don't you tell the American people what the detail is rather than keep it a secret? If the bill exists, it's not being shown to us. If it hasn't been written, we haven't been told it hasn't been written. We are literally being kept in the dark by the president who is elected to come in on an emergency situation and turn this pandemic and this economic recovery around. He is doing next to nothing right now, and we're at day 6, and all he's talking about is nebulous stuff that is not urgent, like stamps and clouds. It's time to refocus. Hashtag Purple Power, hashtag LLA, hashtag FPUC Retro, and hashtag MSC and hashtag SS200. You're the voice of reason. Get that voice out clear. Take this video and share it on social media. Tag elected officials respectfully and politely and say, hey, you're going too slow. What's going on here? You're not making us a priority. You're making Latin American countries and stamps and the air quality as a priority. We need stimulus right now. Not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, not 5 years from now. Now, you know what I'm going to end on. If you need rent assistance or you need utility assistance, don't wait for Joe Biden. Reach out to the volunteers who are in the pinned comment to this channel. There's a series of volunteers that can help you for rent. I have not changed messaging on this at all. When you reach out to them, indicate the city and state in which you live. I need help with rent or utilities. This is where I live. Give them some time to respond. They're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and they will help you. Meantime, I want to answer some of your questions on camera. Yesterday, some viewers dropped some wonderful questions on camera, no less than 1,000 of them. And in the spirit of this channel, I'm bringing back online questions which you dropped. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in comments below and I might answer in tomorrow's recording. Kat said the following yesterday, C-A-T. I'm so upset on the way things are going. It's all ridiculous. Irene Austin said, it's crazy how fast they can impeach Trump within a few days, but we got to wait 2 months or whatever to get a bill and a law just for us to get our third stimulus check? Not fair. Well said, Irene. MS, this is why they all have the long lines at churches for food and whatever else. Basically saying that the federal government's not helping us and that their food line's around the corner. Jane Wagner, I've lost faith pretty much in all politicians. Seems they just don't care about the American people. What do you think? Do you agree with Jane? Kathy Goss, the government does what they want to do. Robin Winstead, it figures we can't count on our government. You really can't. This is going too slow, too quickly. Too slow, too soon. You would expect it to slow down maybe over time, but only 1 week into the administration it's starting like a snail? Todd Withers, another freaking runaround on stimulus. Very well said, Todd. Lourdes Rivera, it seems like they're only helping people with businesses and they're leaving us low-income people behind. Where's my $1,400? It's not fair. Actually, they're not helping anyone. Joe is not helping anyone get their business grants from the first stimulus package. They're unpaid anything from the second stimulus package. Jeff Childers says, $15 an hour for government workers only if I don't think that's fair when my fiancée works at a restaurant because the only thing she could find here where we live and she has to work in the public. And that's who I think should get it, everybody. We didn't ask for this to happen. They should pay everyone $15 an hour minimum wage. Wanda Korn, what about our SSI increase? As said in this video, Joe Biden hasn't even talked about since December. He's gone completely silent on you. Hashtag SS200. Karen Connolly, I think PBT is available to anyone that has children learning from school. Either they don't qualify for SNAP. It's in New York. It's that way. Malaya Oric. Good evening, everyone from Western Massachusetts. Good evening, Malaya. David Rosario. I told you can't trust Biden. Tammy Rogers. No. New information until February 1st when they come back to the floor. They can call an emergency hearing, get this done before February 1st. They don't have to wait for February 1st. Wolfpack, I got an extra $320 of food stamps from you today. Thank you very much from New York. Well, congratulations. I love answering your questions. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might answer them tomorrow's recording. Coming up after this is the continuation of this in which I go over the detail of what's in the third stimulus package proposal for the mystery bill. And then I answer some of your 2,000 questions from yesterday's video on that as well. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Like this video and get this video and share it on social media. Hashtag FPUC Retro, hashtag MSC, and hashtag SS200. Also consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in LA for more.